Nice.
So I'm Anthony Noble. I do a lot of digital drawing. I used to draw with pencil and paper, but I've kind of found a niche in today's market with the horror punk and the punk genres. And yeah, I've been doing album covers and shirts and uh, basically any kind of merch for my store and their stores that they need or want. I work
Oh,
on the rig, so I get a lot of time to walk away and sketch on my iPad.
I see. I see. So, yeah, this is actually quite interesting because this is where I caught you. Um, I caught you are working on a rig, yeah, like a real man, you know. Um, so you're really. I mean, where are you based in? You're in Canada, right? So, you're based where?
I live in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, but I work out of Alberta on the drilling rigs. So usually it's kind of in Lloydminster, Alberta, and the surrounding areas. Right now, I'm working on a rig just north of Maidstone, Saskatchewan.
Okay, okay. So, and how did you end? I mean, this is just like I don't know. How did you end up as a manly man on a rig? You know, like this is so prototypical kind of, you know, the real hard asses we work on a rig, and you know, it's a tough job. Um,
Actually, I started when I was 20. I've been doing it for about 20, just under 20 years now. And
wow.
my best friend, Richard Fedler, got me a job on the rigs. And yeah, we've just been kind of doing it ever since.
Okay, so you also seem to really enjoy it. You know, it's not like just okay, it's just a means to make money. It's also kind of it suits your persona because you have time for
Yeah.
drawing and you have time, you know, to ponder thoughts and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Like, so now I've kind of like distanced myself from working on the rigs as a rig hand. Now I'm a centrifuge hand out of Lloydminster for Apex Oilfield. So
Okay,
now I run the machines that actually condition the mud so
okay,
that they can drill. So now sometimes they don't need me for an hour, sometimes they don't need me for 10 hours. So I can just sit on the box of my truck and put the tailgate down and start drawing for a bit. And that's kind of what I've been doing for the last little while.
okay. Yeah, seems like you got you found your niche, your way also
Yeah.
with doing things. I mean, because this is really um, what I'm kind of thinking myself. You know you need a certain amount of time or free thinking time kind of or other way around there is this thing that Einstein was so good in his doing because he had a very how you say minuscule is it the right word a job where he didn't have to think much. You know, he worked in a
Yeah.
tax office and there, I mean, he had to think, but it was more like I'm assuming like you, like more a mechanical thing. You know, you have to do things and you have to do this
Yeah.
right, and da, da, da. But it kind of leaves your brain with a capacity. You know, you still can fill it with other things, and because like most people, you know, they sit down and think, and this is not working. It's like a muscle,
Yeah.
and what can you do? And you need something else to occupy the frontal lobe or whatever, and then things can happen. And I guess
For me, it's
this
music.
really helps you. Okay, I see.
Yeah. I'll pop in my headphones and walk away and I'll just start drawing.
Mhm.
Whatever I see while I'm drawing, that's what comes out.
Okay, okay. So it seems like you're constantly inspired. That's kind of like
Oh,
you
yeah.
just you're like a medium. It the energy flows through you, and you just have to have a pen, and yeah. But you just said you don't have pen anymore. You have maybe your one of these fancy new electronic
I just
pen
use my
things.
iPad.
Ah,
That's all
okay,
I use.
really, okay.
Yeah. Just an iPad and an iPen. And yeah, I pop in my headphones. And if a band calls me and says, hey, we need a new album cover for this CD, they'll send me a few songs. I listen to it and I just start drawing.
Okay, so you already
Whatever
answered.
comes out, that's what they get.
Perfect. So you already answered one of a more stupid interview questions. So what kind of inspires you? So it's the music itself, and I think that's the best thing to do anyway, because then there is a link to the artist and to what I really like this concept as well, because
Yeah.
I'm more like a musical artist, and I have no idea how to visualize the music. So I always find it very helpful if you have people like you,
Yeah.
that you can just give it, and because you think of things I would have never thought of. I mean, everyone today in this
Yeah.
day and age can do. Okay, I can scribble something and make it better, or Photoshop me something,
Yeah.
whatever. But as I'm also a radio DJ, you might not know that, but it's very important, and I mean this really not kissing your ass or something, but it's really important. No, honestly, to have good artwork. Because the first thing I see from a band is the cover artwork. And
Yeah.
if you just give me some photoshopped and really, I mean, sometimes it's deliberately bad, and it also has a message, but you get my point. If I can see there was some thought put into it, and not just like, okay, let's go to Fiverr and the first one, give it
Yeah.
$10 and we get something. Then it also it kind of, usually it's also made better. It's better made music, because sometimes you just throw stuff
Yep.
together and
For me, it's usually the company or usually it's the company or the band. They kind of give me some artistic freedom and they say, look, here's what we have. This is kind of what we're looking for. Like recently, I kind of signed on to be part of the Living Dead Recordings crew.
mm-hmm.
So I did their new logo, and a few of the people that run it, I did their profile pictures and stuff like that. And yeah, it just kind of turned out the way it was. Like it turned out really well, because they just kind of said, do what you got to do. Do
Mm-hmm.
what you do. We like your style, and just come up with something really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I messed around and pissed around, and the first few were not good, but yeah, I came up with some pretty cool ideas and some
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool pictures, and they were pretty happy in the long run.
But see, this is exactly. I mean, this is the perfect thing, because if you get bogged down too much with like, oh, it needs to be this and it needs to be green and then it needs to be slime and stuff, it's kind of like, oh, okay, then draw it yourself or something. I no because
Yeah,
because they limit themselves to something. I always like the thing that there is certain domains some people are really good at,
yep,
and if I can make a riff and make a song or whatever, and
yep,
fine, but somebody else can do it better, and if I know, or other way around, I know my limitations. So if I need a cover or something, then I let it somebody do who really thinks not
yep,
musically but thinks visually, and this is
yep,
really what some people forget, to give the artistic freedom, because this is honestly what I really love on the whole thing, also with music and also visual style, is like you have so little things or ways these
yeah,
days to express yourself, so it would be really stupid to kind of, okay, it needs to be this and that, and especially in music, like, oh, this is not death metal because it's not that, you have to put things
yeah.
into
You
boxes.
throw too many labels at it, and you're just gonna get what's in the box. Like it's the same. If someone calls me and they're like, "Oh, I want a butterfly,"
Mm-hmm.
well, you've seen the demons, the skulls, you've seen my style, you've seen what I do, you've seen what I listen to, and now you want a butterfly? You
I'm
know what I
just
mean? Like
I'm
the
just putting up
second you
your
just kind of
artwork right
cut me
now.
off at the knees, that's what you're gonna get, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, this is also true. You have a certain style So yeah, you gel very well with horror punk. I have to say, because I think it's kind of like a match made in heaven. I'm just scrolling through your artwork and show it to the audience. Um,
Yep.
it's maybe let's talk a little bit about your personal history. How did you do any comic things, or I mean, how did it happen that you started that? I mean, I guess at a young age you found out that you have this talent, and
Yeah. So even as a kid, I would just draw with pencil and paper, and for the most part, they just either got scrapped or put off to the side. And then it was about almost 2 years ago, I did a picture, and it was a 5 Cent Freak Show. I'm not sure if you know the band, but I did like the free faces of the band,
mm,
kind of like in a almost like a totem pole kind of picture.
okay,
And just on a whim, I was like, they're not going to care. They're not going to give a fuck. I sent the picture to them.
mm,
They loved it. They shared it, and it kind of took off from there. That's when I was like, well, maybe if people are liking my drawings, I'll do it digitally. I'll try it that way. And then I started doing it digitally about a year and a half ago, and I just kind of hit up the bands I was listening to at the time.
hmm,
I'd call them, or I'd shoot them a message and say, hey, this is what I came up with when I was listening to this song. Do you care if I post it? Do you care if I tag your name in it, et cetera, et cetera?
hmm,
And most of them are super receptive. Like you get the Trash Bats and the Haunting and a lot of these bands, right? The Sawed Offs. And they said, absolutely, man, go for it. Post our name with it, and tell them what song you were listening to, how we inspired you. And so I started doing that, and it's kind of come full circle from there. Now people are sending me music and saying, hey, draw what you see,
hmm.
draw what comes to you when you're listening to this music. And it's super awesome. I actually love every second of it. Every time someone sends me a new song that no one's heard of,
Hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many bands that are so receptive to it. Like, if I would have known years ago I could get this far just by, shooting the shit with people, I
Hmm.
would have done it. But I had no idea.
Cool. Yeah. No, I mean, this is I mean, you can say a lot of bad things about this world we're living in with social media and all this stuff, but it also has its big benefits. Like
It's
when
amazing.
we are talking. Just happened because I got to know Left Hand Black,
Yeah.
and they said, "Oh, you need to talk to this guy. He's so cool, and he does our artwork and stuff."
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I would have never heard of you, and so I really like this connection. I mean, we're living in a bubble, of course, but it's kind of
Yep.
it's always expanding, and it's how you deal with it. And there is some downfalls and pitfalls with social media. You have to, oh, I have only 5 likes, and oh, I'm not so worthy anymore, and whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, I like that. It's easy to reach out to bands, because I do basically the same. For me, I'm coming
Yep.
from a kind of similar place. For me, it's like, oh, I really like this song. I put it in my playlist. I put it in my
Yep.
radio show. I have a weekly radio show, and then I want to get to know these guys. So I want to know the person behind the music, and then I reach out, and it's super easy.
They're
I mean,
amazing.
yeah, of course. I mean, not everyone responds, and some are a little bit not so nice. Let's put it this way. PC, they are fuck ups. Whatever. No, I don't know. But also, the bigger bands, I guess we get a lot of, we get flooded with stuff.
Yeah.
So I understand that not everyone responds, of course. But, the positive is you can reach them. I
Yeah.
remember as I started, a radio like years ago, I had to do some research. I mean, we had already internet and stuff, so you had to research. So where do I get the email address of this band so that I can reach the manager to kind of set up an interview? It was
Yeah.
very,
It's
very
way easier
complicated.
nowadays.
And I was like, bam, you got it. I mean, you might not get through, but
Yep.
there's a lot of noise. So Now you kind of turned the tables already. Like you said, the people are coming to you and say, okay, send you the stuff. How are people finding you? Is it still word of mouth, or are you advertising anyway, or yeah, what's the usual deal?
So I've got a Teesprings account. Like it's like a print on demand. If
Okay.
people like my shirts or my designs, they can go on to Teesprings. I think it's called Noble's Art and Apparel. They can click on it and download it or pick up a shirt if they like it. But mostly it's straight through Facebook. I've got the Anthony Noble on Facebook or at the random asshole on Instagram.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about, because this is such a nice name.
Yeah. So I've got those two sites. If someone wants it, usually they pop in and say, "Hey, will you do this for me, or will you do that for me?" Yeah.
Okay. And then you kind of, we don't get into that because it's how you say, it's on a how do you say, a basis of you want to do it, and or you gonna kind of how much time do you spend on it anyway?
I honestly, it's kind of weird, but I can usually do 1 or 2 pictures a day when I'm focusing on it.
Okay.
When I'm at the rig and I'm working and I've got 8 or 10 hours where I can just focus on it, I'll do 1 or 2 photos or 1 or 2 commissions, get paid for those, just kind of bank it. But I'd say 1 a day. I usually do 1 good, solid, I'm happy with it. It's got the shading, the shadows, the highlights. It's a perfect picture. I'm happy with it a day. 1 a day.
Okay. See, that's a good point you're just bringing up. You are happy with it, because this is a question I usually ask to artists, and a lot of sorry, you are an artist, but to musicians. Sorry, to musicians, because they have also, if you create a song, then you can put in some more chorus or some more effects and stuff. When do you decide that a picture is ready or is finished, or because I think it's the same with the musicians, that it's never really, you can always do some color grading, and you can some shadows, and what is when you say, okay, I'm done, that's good?
When I fucked it up. I'll get it to a point where it's so good and I'm looking at it, I'm liking it. And to me, it's perfect, but I'll tweak it 1 too many times. And I'm like, nope.
Okay. I see.
Now you fucked it up. You fucked it up. Okay. So I'll erase it and I'll call it good. That's a day. That's my picture. I'm happy with that.
Okay. So you're basically kind of overdo it on purpose, that you kind of, you're layering on. As soon as it crushes it and it's too much, then you kind of go 1 step back, and then it's done.
Yeah, if I've put just that hair too much into it, I'll know right away. I'll look at it. I'll be like, nah, I had it before that. I'll pull back. I'll erase that. I don't know. For me, you literally get that sense that that's it. That's it. Don't go no more. If you went too far, you fucked it up. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, it's because this is often a problem for artists to kind of. I mean, with music, and I think also your art, it's always work in progress. Because if you go back to a picture you draw 5 years ago, you can, oh man, I could have done, because you. If you do it every day, you get better at it. It's just the normal thing, practice makes the master, we say in German. And so it would be, it's impossible to not get better at something if you do it every day,
I look at the stuff I did 5 months ago and I'm like, why did they come to me? That was bad. But every day, it's like you said, every day I do another picture and it just gets that much. I'm happier with it every day.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 months ago, they were bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Mm-hmm. But apparently they were good enough that people got to you and or
Yep.
I mean, and also you had the balls and the guts to reach out to people and say,
Yep.
I mean, I was just doing this, and what do you think, and stuff. So yeah, this is what I meant earlier. It's so cool with this new social media proficiency, or that you can just do it.
COVID kind of changed everything too, right? Like right when I started doing this, everybody's at home.
Yeah.
Everybody's at home, everybody's locked down, and everybody's playing on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started listening to their music and drawing pictures. And all of a sudden it was like, okay, this is really catching on. Like it just picked up momentum that I didn't think I was going to get. And yeah, no, I'm super happy with where it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So before COVID, I don't I don't know much about. I lived in Montreal for two years, so I
Yep.
I'm familiar with Canada, and I love it. You have a really great
Mhm.
country. If I ever need to move away from Germany, Canada it is. That's for sure. I love it.
Yep.
But I just wanted to ask, before COVID, how much of a scene, of a music scene, were there? Because you seem to be like a guy, usually
Mhm.
hanging out, going out, and and enjoying it's itself. I think you are a man, so himself.
Pretty much.
No, but
To be honest, I've always kind of followed the Canadian punk scene.
mhm.
Like I really like the punk music. Like there's so many amazing Canadian bands. Period. Like you got Nimvin, you got 5 Cent Freak Show, you got Kilroy. Oh, there's so many. Like so whenever they would come to town, I was there. I had to be there. Propagandy, I could name them all night long. But
Mhm.
the music here is amazing. It's just not as mainstream as the American music or as,
Mhm.
as other areas. But yeah, no, beautiful music, perfect fucking music.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we both agree. Fuck the mainstream. That's I don't care about that. It
Fuck
needs
mainstream.
it needs to be there to kind of that we have some good music that is not the mainstream, kind of as a
No,
as a
exactly.
as a blueprint against what is shitty music. So I dabble in this thing because I have a Spotify playlist and stuff, and I'm seeing all this bad things happening that artists make Spotify algorithm aligned music, kind of, and this is kind of so stupid. You make
It's strange.
it's anyway, it's they divorced
Mhm.
from the art form. Art is
Yep.
especially something that you don't expect, something that kind of makes you think and makes you anyway. This is maybe not our topic, but
That's why I purposely went out of my way to make just a playlist of music I listen to when I draw.
mhm.
So
Okay.
it's one or two songs of some of the best bands you'll ever hear. And it's 14 hours of fucking music long.
Can you send me the link, because I can put it in the video description and people can check it out.
Absolutely, man.
This would be
Yeah.
cool because I put in my playlist. I have also I have my own taste. For me, I have to admit, horror punk, the genre. I like punk, of course, but I'm
Yep.
I'm a little bit more like post punk, the gothic
Yeah.
stuff. This is where
Yep.
I come in. I like gothic rock, industrial metal, and dark wave, and a lot of fringes. For me, horror punk is more fringes because it's kind of maybe we can talk about this, how you see it, because one thing I alluded to it already with a death metal thing, but a lot of death metal guys have like, okay, this is not death metal, so I'm not listening to it, because like, if you ever think like this, then it's kind of really stupid, because there is no evolution in music and there is no evolution anywhere. If you like, oh no, this is the true thing, then we would still listen to blues rock, because this is what it all came from. What I wanted to ask you is, I wouldn't say I have a problem with it, but for me it's kind of, I sometimes perceive, especially horror punk, very also a little bit death metal like. You understand what I mean?
It can be. It's very like narrow focus sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the misfits.
It's different nowadays.
Okay, yeah. Please elaborate. This is, I'm leaving it to you to kind of enlighten me and say it's not, or it's just sometimes
so much different now.
Okay.
Now there is the people that are like, okay, so there's the Misfits, like tribute kind of people. They all gotta sound like that deep baritone Elvis with the oohs and ahs. But there's so much more than that. There's hundreds of bands right now, and they're just killing it, and they just pay homage to like the horror movies. It's not just about that shit. It's about the vampires. It's about the werewolves. Okay. But it's not just about a specific movie or a specific story. They're not just regurgitating the same story at all times. They really seem like it's almost like a third wave of this shit. So before it was like first wave, you had your Misfits, then second wave, you had a few extra bands, but they all kind of had that Misfits feel to them, or that Misfits sound to them.
Like copycats different. Or something.
Right. They knew what sold, so they did it. Nowadays, there's so many in the scene. Like I said, I'll show you my drawing playlist. It's either punk or horror punk, and it's my favorite stuff. It's what I draw. It's what inspires me to put on paper or computer what I put on paper or computer. And yeah, it's not all like it used to be. It's not all cookie cutter shit. There's bands out there that are putting out stuff that are just phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
And there's even guys that pay tribute to it, and they just sit there with their acoustic guitar. They'll take a horror punk song like Mr. Scardinius. He's got a whole YouTube page, and it's all just like homages to horror punk stuff, but he just sits there with his acoustic guitar.
I see. Yeah, and this is kind of, I always have to frame it right, because on one hand, I like to be, if I listen to a song, I like to be a little bit surprised, and not like that I find something new in it, something that makes it special. But on the other hand, especially with Gothic rock, Gothic rock is also a little bit like death metal, kind of very. It needs to be this and that and that, and then it is. And my thing is like, okay, if I listen to a song and after 10 seconds, 30 seconds at the most, I can kind of say, okay, then comes this and that, kind of foreseeable. It's very like, okay, I heard it 1,000 times. I can exactly say where it will end, and A, B, and then a C, and blah, 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 and then. But then again, I have to admit, I like it also. Sometimes I like foreseeability, and like you said, putting, making an homage on something. And it has its place as well. So because we started with bashing the mainstream, kind of we have our own mainstream as well. That's what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like if you think of horror punk, Misfits, Danzig, the early stuff or whatever. I by the way, I found Calabrese. You might have heard of them.
Oh yeah, I know who Calabrese is, man. They're top 5, man.
They're
top
really
5.
fun. They're really fun, and for them, it was for me. It was kind of surprising. I talked with Davey Calabrese already on my program, and for me it
Really?
was yeah. You can check it out.
Oh,
I can send you. I
shit,
can
that's
send you the
cool.
link. He's a really cool. I mean, they're all cool dudes. Um,
Oh yeah.
the funny part for me was I was listening to the song. I don't know which one. Anyway, I was like, "Wow, this is great." And then I found out that they are associated with the horror punk stuff, and because
Yep.
they are they're straight so far away from horror
Yep.
punk, but we are still in it. So it's kind of like this is the good thing. What I think what we are talking about, that there's still a rebirth, or there's still kind of a reiteration or a
Oh,
alignment of
absolutely.
things.
Yeah.
They take certain things, but they make it new, and it's not the same cookie cutter stuff what you said over and
No.
over again. There is tribute bands, but there is also new blood in it. New blood,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like when you listen to like, well, you've met Johan and Hans from
Yep.
Left Hand Black. When you listen to them, they have their songs that you would figure that are kind of fit in with the horror punk genre, and then they got stuff like "Let's Scare Jessica to Death,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's totally left field, and it's amazing, and it kind of catches you off guard, right? And then you have like, there's bands like Trap Hell Collision, they have Freak Show Infection, or
Okay.
Calabrese. Like you said, Calabrese has so many that
Yeah, they're
honestly,
really broad range. They're really. I
yes,
was. For me, it was really like, what? They're horror punk.
yep,
I would have never put them in. I mean, I don't know. This was such a great song. I heard. I forgot. Oh, shit. I forgot which one. But anyway, it's often in my playlist. I always put it in again.
for me, they feel like they go from like early Danzig
Mhm.
to like Graves Misfits era. Everything in between there, they kind of hit the mark, and all their
And made
songs
it
are
their own.
different.
And made it their own as well.
Yes, and amazing.
Mm-hmm.
David Calabrese is like a fucking hero. He's a hero. That
Mhm.
boy knows what he's doing. And those guys, every song they put out, I have not liked an album they've put out.
Mhm.
It's just, even the newest stuff, it kind of sounds like a Danzig, or kind of, it has that feel to it, but it's still amazing. Everything they do is amazing.
Yep. No, and this is, we're going back to the art form in general. It's kind of this is how you should do it. I mean, it's absolutely fine that you show your idols, or you show
Yep.
where you're coming from, but make it your own. It's the same for me with cover. If you make a cover, don't play it
Yep.
like it has been played before, because usually the original
No.
is the best. Usually, sometimes the cover can be better. But if I, it's kind of like painting like numbers. Talking with you, if you do it exactly like it has been, don't do it at all. Like
Yeah, toss your own blood in
what's
on
the
it.
point? Yeah, but I like Rammstein, the stripped version from Rammstein. It's kind of like they made it their own. And if you find there's an interview about it, that the singer of Rammstein, Till Lindemann, he couldn't pronounce some things. That's why we had to cut the thing short. And I think it's so funny. But they
Yep.
made it their own, and they couldn't do it in a different way. And so, but anyway,
Yeah.
this is my point with covers.
They did
Do
it and they
them-
killed it.
Yeah, do it in your own style. That's the thing. First off,
Yeah, it's like Marilyn Manson in Sweet Dreams.
yep, exactly. It was
Took
like,
it, he scrapped what it sounded like. He used every aspect he could of it, and it fucking killed.
exactly. This is a very, very good example.
Yeah.
I know Marilyn Manson is a little bit burned right now and whatever. I don't fucking care. But yeah, this is. I remember as this came out. This is like 20 years ago almost. It's been around for a long time. It was like, wow, this was.
I was a kid, and I was like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've heard ever. He took something that, to me, it sucked, and made it badass.
Yeah,
And he put his own spin on it. He made it so that I enjoyed it. That's what I liked.
Exactly, and this is how it should be. This is sometimes I'm very surprised when some metal bands cover some pop songs, and then
Yeah,
I find the metal version, and then when I find out, oh, it was a pop song, and oh yeah, it's so much better in the metal version or in the punk version or whatever.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but this is how it should be, to kind of um, indulge your where you're coming from, and show your roots, but also
yes,
making it your own and make it something new, and maybe
yeah.
sometimes better
It
even.
shows what got you into it, and then why you do it, but how you do it as well, all at the same time. It's just, this is what we do, and I'm gonna do it better. That's what I
Exactly.
think about it.
I mean, this
It's kind of where I
going.
come from with the drawing. Like my hugest influence was Pusshead. The
Posset.
old, yeah, like the old Misfits
Ah,
shirts, the
okay,
old
yeah.
Metallica shirts with the
Mm-hmm.
skull. There was always some sort of a skull doing fucking something. Beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, I can do that. I know I can do that. So that's kind of where I started. I kind of started emulating that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, now I've kind of developed my own style, which is kind of between, like, a lot of people say it's like between skateboard art and like new school tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just that's my style. That's what I do now.
Yeah, it's kind of how would I for me it's usually I'm not talking, but yeah, it's a mix of um it's glossy but not over glossy. It's kind of, yeah, it's a good thing to, it's not overdone, but not
Yeah,
shady, like that it was just scribbled
yeah,
by a 5-year-old or something. It's kind of, it's in the middle. It's not too like sometimes you have these heavy metal art when it's like
you
very
can't even read the fucking
theatrically.
band name.
Yeah, okay. This is another thing. I think it's really I guess you have seen
Yeah.
the meme as well. That somebody threw a bunch of twigs in the air, and like where we fall, and this is the band name. It's kind of it's
Mhm.
like make your own guess. Um, by the way, this is just did I guess you have a lot of tattoos. I guess you have some of your own
I got a
done.
couple, yeah.
Do other people have your tattoos as well? Because this would be kind of like really, do you get tattoo questions, or people like, can you draw me something?
I have designed quite a few actually. Even Johan from Left Hand Black has one of
Cool.
my tattoos. I'm not sure where.
I'm
It's
not gonna ask. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like in a thigh area. I,
Okay,
I
this is
wasn't
still
asking
safe.
for
This is
pictures
still.
after he sent the first one. I was like, well, but yeah, I've actually got a Left Hand Black tattoo on me, and
Hmm.
he's got one of mine on him. So he's like a brother to me. Like, but
Hmm.
yeah, no, I've designed quite a few tattoos over the years, and they're on people, but I've only ever tattooed two people.
Oh, you tattoo yourself as well?
Nope, two people. I do not like tattooing. It is
Okay.
not my styles.
Yeah, I think it's I know a few tattoo artists, and you have to practice a lot. I mean, it's not like drawing. It's like
Nope,
you learn on pigskin, and to kind of it's yeah,
not my style.
it's a
I tried
different
it.
thing.
I did the two tattoos, and I put the gun away, and I said, no, never
Mm-hmm.
again. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I like my drawing. I like my painting. I'm learning airbrushing,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll never tattoo again. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
airbrushing is good. Your artwork is kind of like, it's kind of for me. I see it on a real, on a pickup truck and stuff. This is like, you have a little. How should I? And this comes from a place of love. You have a very ballsy style. Like kind of
Yeah.
like, look at me. That's me. That's flashy, and you're not holding back. It's kind of like like the shy artist, and like discover
No,
me,
no,
and there's so
it's in
much
your
depth.
face.
Depth. Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
fuck it. Here you have it. like two big middle fingers. Fuck you.
I've got a lot of pictures with the middle finger in
Really,
them.
I have to check. I have to check your artwork again. Let me just.
Yeah, I don't hold back. I find if they're gonna ask me to do a picture of what I see when I listen to that song, if that's what I see, that's what I see.
Okay.
And I've never really had a person text me back and be like, nah, that doesn't fit the song we sent you, or that doesn't fit our style, or that doesn't fit our brand. I've actually been really lucky. 99% of the time, people are like, yeah, we want that one.
Okay. No, I also like. Oh man, you have some really cool stuff. I see the zombie skull thing here.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. I like the T-shirt style where the skull is kind of open where your neck comes out. It's a cool T-shirt design. Cool.
I did a really cool one lately for a band. They're called Rot, Punks Zombie. And basically, I just took what he paints his face as on stage and like just did that as a picture.
Okay.
And the merchandise he's putting out, man, I want 4 or 5, maybe 6 shirts. It's amazing. It looks so good. And I was just like, fuck, this is so simple. I just did his stage makeup and I want it. I love it.
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite one, and it's simple.
That's a good point. Also, with the Misfits logo is of course iconic.
Yeah,
but it's so simple, and this is exactly for me what it is about. It's recognizable. And not overdone, and you fit in there quite nicely. As I just checked your artwork again, you're also of course inspired by a lot of horror movies, it looks like. Just one fun question: give me your 3 most liked horror movies, or your
Hellraiser 2.
Oh, Hellraiser! I love
Child's
Hellraiser.
Play.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Lord of Illusions. I'm a huge Clive Barker fan. I love his books. I love the game that was based on his books. I love Clive Barker. He's the best.
I really liked Lord of Illusions. I just thought, oh man, with some better production, this could have been such a cool, better movie. But it's like Clive Barker all the time, like Hellraiser 1. It kind of.
Oh man. Hellraiser 1 was a stink. I was just like, no. But Hellraiser 2 was perfect.
Hellraiser 2 was the with the Leviathan, and I just kind of was like, wow. I didn't know anything about it. I was getting in there, and a friend of mine, back then we had video cassettes, and he went to actually to the Netherlands, because there you could get all the movies, because here we were PG, I don't know what, and we wanted to see them in the original anyway. So I saw it in the original in English with Neverland subtitles. So it was funny. And it was like blown away by the scale of the thing. Now I know, of course,
crazy.
It was made paintings and stuff, but it's so artistic and just so, I don't know, they made a whole world out of it, and it's really ridiculous with the skin of the person and whatever and stuff. But it was like, it was so so visual compelling, even if you don't get the story. It's just like, wow. And I read
even Nightbreed. Have you ever watched Nightbreed?
Nightbreed is this is a very underrated movie. Yeah,
everything is amazing, and it all takes place in Canada.
Really? Cool.
Alberta, Canada.
Alberta, Canada. So that's why you moved here.
No, Nightbreed is up there. It's probably top 5, but every creature in that movie, like, that would be the perfect painting. Every single fucking creature in that show.
Yeah, I'm really sad that for whatever reason, some of these stupid Superman movies, the superhero movies, we get so much budget and CGI and all this fuck, and this was the real deal, like The Thing with some real real things are just different to film, and they have reflections, and they have something. I'm kind of okay, this is not our topic, but I'm so bored of all these superhero movies, when we have the CGI fights for 5 minutes and it doesn't really matter who wins and what, blah, 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 it's kind of all fake. And I know there's now other superhero movies like the Suicide Squad coming out, and it's a little bit more on the line.
It was pretty good. I watched it the other night.
I heard about it. I'm gonna watch it.
It's pretty good.
Okay, no, and I know there's other things. But for a while, it was like I stopped watching superhero movies because of this.
Yeah.
It was like nothing. And also, talking about a visual artist, it was also clean and shiny and blah, blah, blah. And, you
watch it and you just get the same feeling you got from the last 4 movies you watched.
Yeah, and
it's the same shit.
Sanitized also, and nothing is on the stake. This is kind of my biggest problem with these movies. Kind of like, okay, we cannot die. Worst cases, they break their sword, or and then they have to stop because they have to repair their sword, and then we fight again, and it doesn't really matter because we cannot die anyway. It's kind of like, okay. Nothing's on the line. Nothing is interesting. You're not invested in these characters. So it's
nope. There's 2, like, if I could make 2 movies or 2 movie series nowadays, the first one would be Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo.
Okay.
Greatest story, greatest characters. So I work on the rig, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that reads them actually sounds like Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
It's great. It's so fucking great. Like, I listen to every book he puts out. They're great. I love them. I enjoy them. There's like a few stories. Like, I would also do or redo ergh.
ergh, okay. Yeah, for me, this is like a kid's... I don't know much. I know there was this movie... with a dragon or something. Yeah, it didn't get any...
they did it. It was a shit sandwich. It was a shit sandwich. It was just bad, wrapped up in bad, and then bad.
In bad shitted diapers. I don't know.
Yeah. Redo ergh.
Okay.
Redo ergh. Do some Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo, and we're good. I'm telling you, those would be the series. They would fucking change the genres right off the bat.
Man, I'm just thinking you could also design some cool movie posters or something. This would be...
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, this you would have kind of maybe to change your style a little bit, because a movie poster is a different beast, because you have now the, I say, like, freestanding pictures, that they are standing on their own, but usually you have an ensemble, or you want to convey something, it needs to have a kind of an atmosphere. But yeah, you would be good for that as well, I think.
Well, even growing up watching or looking at all the horror movie posters, or just movie posters in general, like, you look at like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah.
Greatest fucking movie cover, case, movie, whatever you want to call it. Perfect. It, like, you look at that case and be like, okay, I know what that movie's gonna kick some ass. There's also so many font, back in the
even the font, the writing style and stuff. It kind of made this. It's iconic, and
you're not gonna beat it. Like Halloween, the first Halloween, that case with the knife, and then it's got like the 3 or 4 stab wounds, and it looks like a pumpkin. Perfect. That's the shit I would be all over.
Yeah, I think this would be... Yeah, I mean, that's maybe the next step, after all the horror punk bands. You get to the horror movies and design some cool posters and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually kind of pushing... I have a project I'm working on. I want to do, like, my own lyrics. On the left side, like, so picture a book. On the left side it'll be my lyrics. On the right side it'll be a picture to go along with it. And then I'll just get one of the bands that I shoot the shit with or that are cool to do a song, like an actual version of those lyrics, and then have a CD to go along with the book. That's kind of my future project I've been kind of working on, and I think it'll be cool, but
this is interesting because you reverse the table, because you get usually the music and make the artwork.
Yes.
And now it's kind of the artwork makes the words, and
Yeah.
then the music. It would be interesting how this works. I mean, it goes in every direction, and it goes in, there is no right or wrong, because musicians are also inspired by things, and
Yeah.
I told you in the beginning, it's this is not an interview, this is a talk, because one of the stupid interview questions is like, so what did inspire you to draw this picture or to make this music? If you're an
I get
artist,
it a lot.
everything inspires you, everything, it's kind of like, you're living in the world, and you see, I don't know, you see a rat on the rig, and then it's kind of it's kind of filed away in your little cabinets here, and then it comes out at the right time. And this just kind of, this is, I think, you're in the conscious stream, and then you just take things out whenever we're needed, or whenever you're ready. You're a vessel of things and feelings and thoughts, and then you kind of beam it on the paper or on your pen, and then you kind of happen.
Yep. I did a picture recently. I can't remember which one it was, to be honest with you, but everybody loved it. They like, I put them all on social media, and it kind of blew up right away. Everybody was like, wow, we love that. We love that. We love that. And I said, I just started. It drew itself. I don't know. I really kind of zoned out. I was just kind of listening to music, doing what I do, and about an hour in, I was like, fuck yeah, that's cool as shit. I'm gonna post that.
Exactly. But this is exactly, I think every true artist can kind of relate to this, because this is exactly what happens. You need to kind of turn off your normal, everyone can sit down and do something deliberately. And, if you let me sit down, make a song, I can make you a song, but it's not a good one. It's just a song.
I'm going to do something. You like it? Maybe.
But my point I'm trying to make is, if you want some real art, then you need to let it happen. In German, we call, when the muse is kissing you, when you kind of like, you zone out and you just jam something, or in your case, you use your pen and just don't think about deliberately, oh, I need to do this line, and then you just let it happen. You let it flow, and this is what I meant. You're like a vessel, and you just like a how you call this, a filter? No, you just take things and put it on. You let it get through you,
and just flows through you.
Exactly, and this is for every art. If you're chisel something in marmor, or in stone and something, this just happens, because one artist said it once. One of these rock chiselers is like, oh, the statue was there, I just removed all the stuff around it, and so the same is with you. There is the art is there, you just let it, you bring it out, and you put it in perspective. You all the atoms are there, and the music was there, and it was, for you, it was visible.
For me, I'll see it
like a medium.
I just gotta translate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's there, and then I've got many fails. I'm not gonna lie. There's many fails, but sometimes I'm thinking about a picture, I hear the song, and I've got that visual, and I can get it there. I know I can. And then I fuck with it. And like you said, you just kind of turn your brain off, and an hour or two later, you're like, yep, there it is. I got it.
Exactly. This is a thing, younger artists really need to learn, that they don't kind of push it and no, I want to get this. It's kind of
Yep.
if it's not ready, it's not ready. Sometimes you have a good idea and you scribble around, but you have to let it lie for 2 months and then you go back to it. Or
Yep.
like with music, you have a riff and it's really good, but you don't find the other pieces. Then just let it
Yep.
lie there and revisit it later when you're ready for it. Don't
Well,
don't push out things because
you can draw all you want, but if you got, what do they call it? Like writer's block.
Mhm.
You can get the writer's block. There's nights where I'll try drawing and I'm like, nah, it's not happening tonight. I ain't doing a stick figure tonight.
Mhm.
Fuck it. I'll just walk away. I'll come back to a commission a day or two later, and then I'll work on it. And yeah, I'll nail it, or I'll take another day off. Yeah, there's definitely a writer's block for guys that draw or write music, all that shit. You can definitely get a block.
Yep. And it seems like, I mean, you're in a good, healthy place that you recognize it, and that when you need to step away, and because you can always finish a project. I'm pretty sure, even if you say you can only draw a stick figure, you can always do something, but you're not
Oh yeah,
inspired. That's the thing. What I mean, you're not. There is no magic happening when you draw it. And it needs to
yep.
be this spark of inspiration needs to be there. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, okay, it's a picture, it's a skull.
I
Oh, it's
will
whatever.
not send a picture to a band if I'm not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say, no, I got nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not take their money than send them something I'm not comfortable with. If it's something I feel right off the bat, like the design's cool, the outline's cool. Yeah, no, if I'm not feeling it, I'll just say no. You got to call someone else. I'm sorry.
And this is actually really good, and I'm really happy that you say that, because this means you have still your artistic freedom and your artistic integrity. It's kind of like, not everyone fits to everything, or maybe you're in a different zone at the moment. Maybe in half a year, if a
Yep.
band contacts you, you will be, oh yes, now I'm ready, or not. This is, but it's also, it's cool to have this freedom that you can
Yep.
just say that, and that you can say, oh, no, rather giving you anything, just you want to be proud, you want to be happy, and you want to look at it and say, yes, I did the best thing for
Yeah.
the band or for this music.
I'm not putting anything out there that I'm not going to look at 2 days from today and say, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool. Like when Living Dead Recordings contacted me, they wanted a cartoon version of the female that ran it and like a cartoon version of the male that ran it. So I said, fuck it. Everybody in my friends list, send me a picture of what you look like and I will learn how to cartoon you. And so I cartooned myself first as like a zombie with maggots in the brain and shit. And then I did a few others, and then I did their pictures. They loved it. And then I did their company logo. But I wasn't going to jump in. Like, that's not really my style. So I said, well, let's practice it. Send me some shit. Everybody I know, send me a picture and I'll fuck with it. Let's go. I'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, this is in a way, I know, of course, that you are not living from your drawings and stuff, and so I'm really happy that you have this financial freedom, that you don't rely on it. That it's cool that you get this questions, and don't get me wrong, but it's also cool that you can say, you can turn away and say, no, I cannot do it. So this is the best thing for artists in general, that they can be true to themselves and true to their form and to their to the people we work with.
Yeah. I'm not a starving artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear that term all the time, starving artists. Like the guys that go to university, they take the courses, all that stuff. All the credit in the world to them. That's just not me. I'm just a dude that works in the rigs that bought an iPad and an iPad and started drawing.
Mm-hmm. And
I I'm not greedy. If a band seems like they could use a drawing to help them out a bit, I'll just give it to them.
mm-hmm.
If a band, is doing all right, I'll charge them for the picture, but I just kind of gauge it that way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, and also a little bit with what you just with a studied artist and stuff. I get it. You can learn a lot of ways how to draw and
Yeah.
different pencil techniques and stuff, but it all doesn't mean anything if you don't have a spark. For me, it doesn't really. I don't,
Yep.
or other way around. In music, I often find it more complicated with people who have studied music and are really well versed in it, that we cannot let loose, that we cannot improvise, that we cannot do, let's let's just jam a little bit and like, give me the notes
Have
and
to
then I jam.
enjoy it.
Exactly, and we're not so free anymore because we are so okay. This has to be like this, and we can do this chord progression and stuff. So, in a way, I don't want to bash them. There's a reason for it, and it's also, of course, good to know your craft and to do things well. And like you said, you're getting better every day. But
Yeah.
often the studied artists are a little bit too boxed in, or too kind of, they're not
Get
free
rigid
anymore.
because that's what they do. So I grew up with a few people that did end up going to art school
Mm-hmm.
or post-secondary. And to me, it just seems so rigid. They were like, okay, well, we do this kind of art.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if someone calls me and says, I'd like a cartoon picture, or I'd like your style of this, or give me just a fucking twisted skull,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with a twisted demon ass skull. That's what I'll do. But when you peg it to like post secondaries, like it just seemed like they were either like, you know, it really pigeonholed them to a certain style. It felt like everybody I talked to like had a style all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And
This is postmodernism, and I'm kind of like
yeah,
that and this and that.
so for me, I'd rather just not have a style. Like obviously everybody's got a style,
Mm-hmm.
but if someone texts me and says, well, let's do this, I fucking fully say, okay, well, I'll practice it. I'll get
Mm-hmm.
back to you. If I don't get it, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
If I get it, we'll fucking do business.
Yeah, no, but we see, this is a little bit what I meant. They're kind of too stuck in the forms and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like we talked about music. If we would still kind of, this is the real deal, then we would still do blues rock, and
Yeah.
and there would be no evolution in something. And this is, I don't get it, that we have in our world, and this is really what I'm thinking, or what I believe in. We have so little things that we can really change or manipulate in a way, and then with the last freedoms you have, that you can draw whatever the fuck you want, and you can make the music you want and whatever, and then you kind of box yourself in with this freedom you have, because there is no right or wrong with all the art forms, either you like
Nowadays,
it or you don't like
are
it.
you going to offend someone?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, this is. But fuck the offending. I mean, when was art? If art doesn't offend,
Yep.
what it is, this mainstream bullshit.
Yep.
This cup is not offending me, but. But it also kind of gets no reaction from me. Art
If
needs
you
to get a
look at some
reaction.
of my art, there's pictures of me literally holding my finger up saying,
Mhm.
fuck COVID. Or there's pictures of me with a rope around a demon's fucking horns, riding it through hell. Like, I don't care. I'll draw it,
You have
and
to
if
send it to
people
me.
get
I want to see
offended by it,
that.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I maybe we should just briefly talk about this because I kind of, you know, I don't want to offend anyone, and I don't want to, I don't want to be racist, but of course
Nope.
everyone has stereotypes and things I like and don't like and whatever, but for me it's really like the intention behind it. If I want to offend a dark no, a black skinned person, I don't need the N word for it. I can
No.
use really good and big words to offend you. I don't need that because my intention behind what kind of offends you or something. So, but also let's stay with art. Maybe if your art is so bland that we kind of offend no one, then it's kind of also not art anymore, because then it's kind of like, what is it? When it's nothing, when it's kind of like a tool, a useful object or something. I don't like.
You have to say something with it.
Exactly. You have to have an intent with it, and it doesn't have to, what you don't want to offend me, because especially with your art, of course, I can think, a lot of Christian groups like, oh, the devil and blah, 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 blah,
I've offended some fucking
the
people.
poor children and whatever. But then again, don't go there. I mean, it's like. You kind of post it under the random asshole or whatever. It's kind of, if you don't get the clue that I mean, the internet is so vast, or the world itself, then just I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm absolutely sure that there is a lot of stuff that will offend me if I look for it. So whether I'm done looking for it, and if I don't like it. Yeah, if I don't like it, then I just
These people are looking for something to fight against.
Yeah.
They're looking for something to offend them.
The snowflake.
If you look at that,
stuff,
I'm definitely the guy that's drawing it. I'm probably gonna offend you. It's gonna happen. If you're looking, it's gonna happen. But the guys that want something genuine or something that's unique in a style that's not usual. That's kind of what I do. I listen to their stuff and I put out something genuine. And that's kind of where I go from. I've offended a lot of people. I know that. I put out one for a Paul Mald song called Pandemic Panic. It came out right at the beginning of COVID, and I pissed off a lot of Karens. They were pissed. But I was just like, well, I just drew a picture. That's it. It's a picture. If you don't like it, don't fucking look at it.
Yeah, and see, this is kind of.
Go away.
And what I also don't like I mean, I don't want to put it too much metaphorical and whatever, but it's like, if a picture offends you, you have a problem. It's kind of like there's people who abuse little children, and there is wars going on, and there's some real cruelty all over the world, and I mean, you pick out this thing, go somewhere else. Oh, okay.
I drew a picture. If that's what offends you,
yeah, you have other problems to solve first.
I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay.
1 second.
No problem. I'm gonna fill the time now. Oh, I can look at his art, so we can use the space. There's a mouth demon. Let's look at the mouth demon. Oh, that takes a while. Mouth demon. Oh, okay. I see now. There's another mouth over this one, and okay. This is a cool one. It's a little bit Hellraiser-y. I don't know. So we see the ceiling of Mr. Anthony Anthony Noble. It's a noble ceiling, I can say. I'm just filling time because I really suck at cutting things. So I can show myself a little bit, I guess. Hello. Hoo. Yeah, let's see what he's gonna show me, or maybe he just went to the bathroom, and that's absolutely fine. In more PC talk, we call it a bio break. Yeah, maybe he just has a bio. There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I had to let the dog in. I'm really sorry.
Pardon me?
I had to let the dog in.
Oh, the dog in. Okay, I see. Okay.
I'm really sorry, man.
I was just wondering what's going. I was like, okay, in PC terms, you could say maybe he takes a bio break. when you don't offend anyone. Anyway, yeah, no. Just to close this thing, in my opinion, is like art that doesn't kind of get any reaction of it. You don't have to hate it, but you have to love it, or you have to kind of, I don't like it, or whatever. If art doesn't make you feel anything, then it's really, it missed its mark, whatever it is.
It's bland.
Exactly. Then it's nothing.
It doesn't
it's like
make you feel something, whether it's, oh, I like that, or oh, I hate that. Then it's just fucking a checkerboard in front of you. Like, if it doesn't make you feel something, it didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see.
Yep. No, I think we are completely agreement here. I just wanted to ask you one other thing, because your style kind of really lends to cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you draw some comics, or did you draw some stories with it, or?
I'm working on my own comic, or my own book that would be like, each page would be one big picture.
Mm-hmm.
So yes and no. So I'm kind of working on my own thing, but whether it comes to life, I don't know or not.
Okay. Your Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, of Death Skulls. Hellbent. Oh, of course. Yeah, cool. Okay, Anthony. Yeah. So I have actually no. I mean, this is a talk, so I have no further questions. If you want, we can still talk about something. But I think the thing with the people to offend, we cleared up as well. If you want to get offended, everything can offend you. I broke my nail. It offends me.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
People, they look at the demons, or they look at the skulls, and it hurts their feelings, and they can do that. But that's not who it's for. Obviously, if it offends you, it's not for you.
Yep.
You look at it, you feel something powerful, or you see something that goes along with the music you love. That's what I do. That's why I do it.
I have to admit, I always forget a little bit because I'm not a normal person in this way, but I'm a very normal person. But I have a lot of metal shirts and stuff, but I wear them rarely because I'm a t-shirt guy, but I'm in business environment. But what I always, or what surprises me, is when I wear them. I have some from some cool metal bands and stuff, and metal and with some graphic artwork, and when I go shopping, and when I see that people responding, and I'm always like surprised because I forget it. But it's like, oh, it's my T-shirt, because when they perceive you as a different person, and I see you, clad in leather, you have maybe a Harley out there and stuff.
Leather going on. I got the hand tattoos and the neck tattoos and stuff. Like, I definitely get judged on how I look, obviously, but on it. all the bands I draw for, that's who I wear.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna do something for a band, they're cool. I like them. I like their music. Like right now, I'm wearing a shirt by All the Damn Vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool dudes. Super good music. I like their merch already, and if they wanna,
Mm-hmm.
sweep me a couple bucks for doing a shirt, I'm in.
Some sales pitch here. No, but what I want to say is kind of like it kind of narrows things down a little bit because no, I wanted you're perceived differently because of the things you wear, and I often because I don't, like I said, I don't wear metal t-shirts all the time, but when I wear, I kind of in the supermarket people look at me differently, and I kind of have a second to realize, oh, it's because of the shirts, or people look at me. Yeah, man. You get kind of like high five from, I mean, not with COVID at the moment, but people like, yeah, I get that. And
I'm also 6.5 feet tall.
Oh, you're quite tall then.
So I'm big. I'm wearing the leather. I got the tattoos, the bald head. Trust me, man, I'm getting judged.
Yeah. Do
My girlfriend just loves looking at people looking at me in Walmart, man.
Yeah, because with a judge, my wife, she's very small, and she has an Asian background, and she looks very young. I mean, she's only 3 years younger than me, but she looked, like she's 18. If you don't, And as we had our child, and we were going with a baby carriage, and people would judge me like, he's a rapist or a child molester or something. Kind of, you could really see that people would.
I get it the opposite way. I actually got mistaken for so I got two 20-year-old kids. Mm-hmm. One's 20, one's 21. And I was enrolling them into university, and they thought I was their older brother. I was like, whoa.
I mean, it's cool. It's like a compliment, isn't it? I mean,
well, I'll take it. I'm almost 40, so I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I'm older than you, then, but no, the thing is, what I mean, I got to know you now, and I can understand now, Left Hand Black, that why we love you. You're just a very accessible, normal person. I mean, normal in the crazy world we live in, and in the crazy bubble we kind of are. So I'm really happy that we talked, and thank you for being available today already, because I messed up the
anytime, man. Anytime.
I think really honestly, I will put you in my calendar. We need to talk again, maybe in half a year, and when we see where you are, and we can talk about more things you did and stuff, because I really like the idea with a reversed kind of thing, that you draw the pictures and give the lyrics, and then the bands make music out of it. It's kind of cool.
I'm trying. I'm telling you, within the year, I'm getting that working, and I'm going to have different bands.
Get Calabrese. I really like their style. I mean, this would be perfect. So maybe we can make a connection there. I sent you the link to my. Davey is. They're really easy to, we're back to this thing. They're easy to chat up, and I talked with them. I didn't know anything about them, and, found out while we talked. It's really
they're
cool.
Heroes.
Yeah, no, and they're quite big, and it's kind of, but they're also accessible, and they're normal people in as much as you can be normal in the horror genre and stuff. It's really funny.
Well, that's why I kind of laugh. Like, people tell me they're fans of mine, and I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking rig hand. I just drill for oil and fucking draw on an iPad. I'm not the guy you're looking up to. Trust me.
Yeah, but this is this makes you even more trustworthy, because you're not like this artist, this style is very.
I'm the everyday guy.
Yeah, exactly. But this is.
Yep.
But okay, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but just recently I talked with some friends about, because here in Germany we have an election coming up and we really
Yep.
don't know who to elect, because we kind of hate all of them. All the parties are shit. And because we are so above everything, they kind of oligarchs, and they kind of feel they're just looting the country, and there's all of them suck. Really, I have to say, they're all fucking idiots. And what I really, they're all lawyers, and they're in their own caste. They never were poor. They never had to really scrape money for a loaf of bread. But they make decisions of how the poor are defined and how we are supposed to live. They don't know anything. They don't know shit about us. And Germany is still doing okay. Yeah, that's. But my point is, I cannot reach. They are unreachable. They are kind of like, if I would talk with them like I would talk with you right now, we kind of there is a discrepancy. We would not. We might use the same words, but we're not talking about the same things. And this is sorry, this is not our. But just recently I realized that.
Gotcha, man. I understand it completely. Like, there's a few bands that I've designed for, and their countries are going through shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not trying to like make myself look good or nothing, but I'm like, take the money. You take that design, make some fucking money, do good for you. I work on the rigs. I'm not begging. I'm doing all right. I'm not greedy. So you take that design, you do good for yourself. Get the fuck out of there.
Yep.
If you can, get the fuck out of there.
See,
I'm not a greedy dude.
This is a good point, because it's also it's always the intent. You just want to make art, and you want to make good art, and you want to help the artists along. And this is kind of the same with me, not tooting my own horn too much, but kind of, I only, nobody pays me to talk with you or to Left Hand Black or whoever. I just, it's kind of what interests me. So this is the first thing, because if you have a normal interview, it's like, okay, you did this song, we went through that. If you're really genuinely, was that a tough word?
Genuinely.
The German is a tough word for me. It's hard to talk like that all the time. If you're really interested into someone, you are, like we're talking now. We are talking because we are people who are interested in each other, and I'm interested in you. And kind of, I think it's cool when there is a different momentum in the whole talk. When people will really respond to it.
There has to be something you're passionate about.
Exactly.
Like, when I first heard Left Hand Black, I didn't know who they were. I was actually into the old band they were, like The Dead Next Door. That I love those guys. I was so into those guys. And then, I'm doing my thing. I'm drawing my pictures. I'm meeting the different bands and just kind of putting my name out there. And Johan, like, coolest fucking dude ever. Johan all of a sudden texts me. He's like, "Oh, we'd like you to do this and this." I had no fucking clue they were Dead Next Door. It's like meeting your hero and then becoming his brother. Super fucking cool. Johan and Left Hand Black, and there's so many bands out there that will just, they know you either don't give a shit, or you're really fucking passionate about what they care about, what their scene is. And they welcome you in with open arms. It's amazing.
Exactly.
I'm just with an iPad, and they're like, "Dude, come on in."
Exactly.
You're awesome.
And this is what I meant. Your intentions are pure. This is kind of, you're not in it for the money. And for me, it's the same. I mean, I have my playlist, I have my radio show and stuff, and but I only want to play music I like, and it would be easy to get more mainstream and more appeal and more likes and clicks and whatever. But no, I'm kind of more the opposite now. don't get my channel too big up, because then I have to be responsible for kind of keeping the viewers
Yeah.
happy and stuff. Like, but no, but it's about me. If you like it, cool.
But you're going to interview the other.
The other.
Are you looking down at your sheets to see if you're interviewing the other?
No. I'm writing down.
No. The other's heroes. They're up there. Heroes.
Okay. The other heroes I'm gonna interview now. I'm gonna check them out. Or if you have a connection, it helps. Like with Johan, it's always helping. If you have a door opener, kind of. If you know them already, just send them. There's this crazy German guy who likes to talk with people and doesn't know any shit, but he's just interested to learn.
Absolutely,
new things.
Man. Like I said, I'm just the dude that draws pictures for them. So if you want me to send your link out, I can send it to all of them.
Yeah, please do. I mean,
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of. This is like I just said. Nobody pays me for that, but I love it. I love to get to know you. I mean, we might never meet, but maybe we might. You might come to Europe, or I might come to my old home base, Montreal. I love fucking Canada. It's I love it.
You're only 4,000 kilometers away if you come to Montreal.
Exactly, it's only 4,000 kilometers. I mean, I can swim that. I'm so fit. Anyway, no, but see, this is. I love it. I can get to know you and all over the globe. I talk with people from Australia and from everywhere, and from India. This was so funny, and it's so cool. I always learn something, and it's never wasted and never for nothing. And who knows? Maybe because I get to know more bands, and then you want some horror punk stuff? Go to this guy. You never know.
Yep.
We can help each other, and we are in this together. And this is not a how you say, a shark pond. When like I have to fight for myself and stuff. What the fuck? I mean, you said your integrity. If you don't feel it, and if you're not happy with the art, you just don't do it for this artist. And this is
exactly.
This is also, I only help people I like, and where I see their vision and stuff, and like I'm not sucking up to anyone, and
no.
But this is anyway. This is the integrity we both have.
If someone asks me for a drawing and I'm not feeling it, I'll tell them straight out, look, it's not my style. I don't think I'm gonna pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably hit someone else up right away.
Yep.
But the cool thing is, like, all I do is draw pictures. Why am I getting interviewed?
Mm-hmm.
I just draw.
Yeah, but I'm very happy that I did, because as Johan suggested that I talk with you, I was like, yeah, okay, but then I was like, but what can I talk about? Because with musicians, I have a few topics. Like I said, it's a free floating talk, and I don't want to have it like an interview, But now I realize, we are just human beings, and we have so much we could talk about potentially. And we're all in
dudes
this together.
That do what we enjoy.
Exactly. We're living in the same world.
Do what you enjoy, and if no one likes it, then they don't like it. If they love it, they'll share it.
Mm-hmm. This is what I always tell every bands I talk with. If you love your music, that's it. That's all that you need to have. If you are on stage and you're loving every second you're performing your songs, the spark will transmit to the audience. So don't run after any trends and this is in right now and I need to do it like this. And then fuck it. Do what you love. Yeah. And if you love it, people will. And if people don't like it, then it's perfect, because then you're not pretending something that you aren't, because then but people would like this better if I do more like that. But if you don't feel it, don't do it.
Nah,
basically.
Do what fucking makes you feel good.
Exactly.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I've had people ask me to draw like a butterfly or a fucking.
Well, you can make a skull butterfly, you know.
Well, that's what makes me laugh. I'm like, you came to me
Mm-hmm.
because you saw something in my art you liked.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not a fucking butterfly. We're just not doing a butterfly.
Well, you can do like a. I could imagine like a bloody butterfly, you know, or you know.
I'm sure I can come up with a fucking butterfly. It'll be a butterfly
Mm-hmm.
or someone, but it's just not my style. Let's do what, you know, play to the strengths, right? Like when you hear a song, you're not gonna ask those guys to go do some Celine Dion bullshit. It's fucking Left Hand Black. I want something about.
But
well, with those guys, it's usually about porn. But
yeah, it's true. We have always a porn movie song, you know, Behind the Green Door. No, but you touched on one subject. Maybe this is the last thing we talk about. One observation I have, it's like a little bit like with a cover version, you know, like we talked about Stripped from Rammstein. Sometimes if you have a grindcore band and they do a ballad, you know, a love song, they make it so much better because it's not their usually daily bread. You know what I mean? It's kind of if a pop band who always just plays, you know, synth pop and I love you and dance, and they make a metal song, it would be really cool, most likely, because they put in they put in more thought. I remember, you know, where I'm coming from is one of my first girlfriends. I was always a Depeche Mode fan, you know, kind of more like this stuff. And she was into metal, and I'm like, oh, this is so hard. and then she made me a tape back when we made tapes.
It's all power ballads.
You might have heard of it, yeah. And she got all the love songs from the I don't know what was it, Cannibal Corpse, and you know all the stuff, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is cool music. And then I realized, you know, if these bands who always do the and then they put more thought into the things that we don't usually do. Just this is, you know, now going full circle back to you with a butterfly. I know it's ridiculous, you know, if you get a butterfly, but just, you know, the silence of a lamp. If you have these, you know, it's a moth. Yeah. It's a moth. It's kind of a butterfly, and you can.
I can do a butterfly.
I'm pretty sure you can. No, but you know, the horror version of a butterfly. That's what I mean. You know, like the skull version, and you know,
one of these days, someone's actually gonna ask me for a horror butterfly, and I'm gonna have to fucking do it.
Okay. So I see. I have to maybe I have to do some horror punk music, and then I ask you for a bloody butterfly.
Yeah, one of these days it's coming, man.
Okay, man. I really loved our talk, but now I feel I need to have a bio break soon.
All right, man. It was awesome meeting you.
Yeah, I will put you in my calendar. I will get back to you, and then we just make a new talk. And next time, I remember there's a day shift also, not just a time delay, but also...
that was a whole day off this time.
I'm sorry. Next time I get
Not
it right.
Deal, man.
Yeah, so please keep well and healthy, and please connect me to the others.
I will fucking share your shit everywhere, man.
Thank you very much.
When is this, or when are you putting this on air?
Okay, let's just say goodbye, and when we talk about business.
Later.
Any last words for the audience, for the millions of viewers?
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Okay.